Alright, everyone out there in internet land, raise your hand if you've ever written a killer riff and then forgot it. This guy, right here. I'm looking at you. No judgment, no shame. This is a safe space. Let's be honest, there's a little shame. Just a smidge. A little bit. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So as a guitar player, you probably started writing your own songs about 5 minutes after you picked up the instrument. I know I did. And while the available tools have gotten much better over the years, I have always struggled to capture the musical ideas that I've come up with. At this point in time, the best tool that I have found for capturing riffs in the moment is my phone. But that really isn't good enough when I want to share those ideas with other people in my band. It mostly just annoys them. To solve this problem, I started looking at music notation software. Now there's lots of software packages out there that'll help you notate your music, and I tried out several of them. Of the ones that I personally tried out, Presonus, Notion, and GuitarPro were the ones that I found to be the most useful. But each has its pros and cons. So let's talk about what those are and which option might work best for you. At the end, we'll talk about some other options that might just beat them both. So to start, I want to make it very clear that this is not a sponsored video. I have paid cold, hard cash to use both Notion and GuitarPro. This is just one person sharing their experience and opinions. Also, according to my YouTube metrics, about 97% of people who watch my content are not subscribed to the channel. So please take a moment and click subscribe. Subscriber count and view time are like red wine and weed to the YouTube algorithm overlord. So subscribing or even watching the video till the end makes a huge difference for my channel, and I thank you in advance. Presonus, Notion, and GuitarPro are both music notation software packages that offer playback and MIDI capabilities. Both allow you to have multiple tracks so that you can notate parts across your entire ensemble or band. Both seem to have good documentation and lots of community support and resources online. Now, both programs are going to let you create your tab, play it back so that you know it has the right feel and vibe that you want, as well as create actual music notation automatically. Honestly, in my opinion, you can't really go wrong with either choice. That said, there are a few reasons to pick one versus the other. GuitarPro is faster to work with if you're relying on a keyboard and mouse to enter your notation. Using the arrow and number keys, I can get notes into GuitarPro very quickly. Just use arrow keys to go to a string for a particular beat, press a number key to indicate the fret, and done. In Notion, once you've navigated to a string, you have to hit the enter key, then the number, then hit the enter key again to make that note stick. That's 3 times more keystrokes to place a single note, times however many thousands of notes you have in your piece of music. Even if you are using a mouse, with Notion you have to hit the enter key after you hit the fret number, so you're constantly taking your hand off the mouse or the trackpad, particularly if you're a right-handed mouse user. This is honestly my biggest issue with Notion. I found this to be a giant time suck and really frustrating. On the upside, Notion has a pretty powerful built-in mixer that includes support for external plugins. This is good because the native sound libraries for distorted guitars in particular for Notion are, in my opinion, kind of unpleasant to listen to. Third-party plugins really are a saving grace here. While GuitarPro has a mixer feature, it really doesn't compare to what's in Notion. By default, all the GuitarPro tracks will use the built-in Real Sound Engine, or RSE, for playback. Now this is pretty powerful and it sounds pretty good. This lets you build a virtual signal chain for each instrument using a fairly sizable library of effects, articulations, and presets. And RSE sounds better to me for guitar-related rock sounds than the ones included in Notion by itself. However, I would really like the ability to be able to quickly and easily use third-party plugins in GuitarPro without first having to integrate GuitarPro with my DAW. At this time, that really doesn't seem to be possible from the documentation, at least that I've been able to find. If you know differently, let me know in the comments below, because Google and experimentation have both failed me. This next issue is kind of minor, but it made a difference for me. I found the song and track information features of GuitarPro to be much more flexible and user-friendly than those in Notion. Notion seems to have limited fields available for the header of a piece of music, and that for me was a bit of a problem. Both Notion and GuitarPro have robust support for notation for 7-string guitars and 5 and 6-string basses. However, only GuitarPro supported 8, 9, and 10-string guitars and basses. So, if gent is your jam, you're going to want to go with GuitarPro. Both platforms support alternate tunings, but GuitarPro does it in a much more user-friendly way. You can manually specify the tuning literally of each string, or select from a long list of alternate tuning options. And if you realize you made a mistake later and need to change the tuning, you can choose to adjust the fingering automatically or not. This is huge. Notion does not appear to give you this choice, and will instead automatically change fingerings to preserve the music as you originally transcribed it. This can cause you to have to go back through and do a lot of rework if you change the tuning of a piece of music. I also found that working with text and lyrics to be much easier in GuitarPro than it was in Notion. For singer-songwriters especially, this could be a point of frustration. Lastly, let's talk about price. At the time of this video, Presonus offers a really affordable monthly subscription that includes not just Notion, but a bunch of other products and sound libraries as well, for about 17 bucks a month. For what you get, it's a heck of a deal, really, and especially if you are either all in on the Presonus solution set or you're starting from scratch. Alternatively, you can buy Notion for a one-time price of about $150 on average, and you can upgrade from a prior version for about 50 bucks. By comparison, GuitarPro sells as a one-time license for about $70, or you can upgrade from a prior version for about half of that. But wait, what are my other options, you ask? What about Fiverr minions? What about all this AI stuff I've been hearing about? Can't the computer just transcribe my music for me? The short answer is yes. Both of these options are on the table if you don't want to transcribe your own music. Quick review of Fiverr shows a going rate for transcription services at this time of between $5 and $35 a piece. Now, I would get some samples and try out a few before you actually commit to any particular provider, just to make sure you're getting quality work. From an AI automation perspective, there are many software packages in this space claiming to transcribe your music automatically for you, and you should try out several of them to see which ones give you the best result if you want to go that route. Now, if you do decide to have one of our future AI overlords or a starving professional musician transcribe your music for you, I do recommend that you use a service or provider that will give you the results of that work in either GuitarPro format or Music XML or some other format that you can then edit if you make changes to the song or notice a mistake or a spot where the timing is a little bit off or any other types of minor adjustments. This will keep you from having to repay to have that same piece of music transcribed again for minor changes. This approach, honestly, could get you further faster and still leave you the ability to correct and tweak the notation yourself, but over time, this approach will likely be the most expensive. Hopefully these insights will help you find a way to document those killer riffs so you never lose another one again. As always, thank you for watching. Please hit that subscribe button below, and until next time, rock on.